Hello, this is Anna Alexander. Welcome to my living room as I'm prepared to watch, based on your votes, 53% of the vote of what I should watch next. It is the HBO miniseries Chernobyl. Okay, so I did watch episode 1 when it first came out. I don't know how long ago it was. Was it 2 years ago now? And it was great, but also very disturbing. And because we were going in a pandemic, I can't remember why I was watching this as the pandemic was starting. I couldn't continue watching it. It was really hard, but I'm going to continue watching it for you all because yes, I do agree. It was excellently well put together. The thing about Chernobyl is it is based on true events. And I was a kid. I remember watching, like when the news was on, because back then there was 3 channels to watch, seeing it and knowing it was horrible and it was bad. And I live in Washington State. So there's the Hanford site hours away. So it was something that could possibly happen in my backyard. So yeah, this is going to be a tough one, you all, but I'm here and you're here with me and I'm so super excited. And I hope you stay with me by hitting that subscribe button so we can enjoy this all together. No, I'm excited. I do enjoy good storytelling and visually it was great. So I don't know how much reaction I'm going to be giving you with this one because I kind of sort of know what happened, but we will start with episode 1 and we'll continue on to the rest of them when I can mentally put myself together to do it. So grab your warm, cozy blanket because we'll need some coziness. Grab your beverage of choice and let's get to it.
What is the cost of lies? The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
Well, if that isn't a very, very timely statement for 2022.
All we want to know is who is to blame. In this story, it was Anatoly Dyatlov. He ran the room that night. He gave the orders. Dyatlov will spend the next 10 years in a prison labor camp.
Well, I've given you everything I know.
Whenever I see Jared Harris, I have that same instinctive that I do when I see Carl Urban. It's because for years I saw them play mostly villains. So whenever I see them on screen, I immediately think he's the bad guy, even though he might not be. It's just that instinct, and it takes forever to get over it. So if this is your first time joining me, every time I feel tense, I have to put my fingers in my ears because it just makes me feel better. I feel like someone's going to come and shoot him. I don't remember this part. That's why I'm so tense. Oh, he's got blood on his handkerchief. His lungs are bad. And yet he's smoking anyway. Well, I guess he didn't have to have someone shoot him now, did he? Oh.
Comrade Dyatlov! Comrade Dyatlov!
What just happened? I don't know.
So he got 10 years in a prison camp, but he was on site, which means he survived long enough to be sentenced.
The lid is off. The stack is burning. I saw it.
You're confused. RBMK reactor cores don't explode. Akimov.
Comrade Petrovoschenko, what you're saying is physically impossible. The core can't explode. It has to be the tank.
Denial from moment 1. Wow. Right. So, based on, this is a story based on events. So whether or not this was how the conversation went down, I don't know in real life. But, so it's hard to like go, oh my gosh, ugh, when it's based on true events, but it's also fictionalized. It creates a weird dichotomy.
But it doesn't look right. The color. And what if they're chemicals?
Not chemicals. The problem is a roof.
Oh, All horrible, horrible, horrible science things are happening.
Go back to bed.
You will never see him again. Oh, that's so sad. It's so sad.
What the fuck is this? It's 3.61.
That's as high as it goes. The good one's locked in a safe. I don't have a key.
Oh, and there it begins. This is so bad. I know this episode's going to be the worst of it because it's as things are happening and it's the worst. For the most part. Oh, Jesus.
Can you stand?
No.
Electricians. I don't give a shit about the panel. I need water in my reactor core. Get down there and make sure those pumps are on. Now.
Is this one of those things now where, if you work that closely to a nuclear reactor and something horrible goes bad, you're just dead. You're just going to be dead.
I don't think there are control rods. I don't think there's a core.
No, you're mistaken. Akimov said.
Humov is wrong.
Let's go.
You're just going to leave him there then? Okay.
Are you sure?
Akimov.
Just going to open the door to all the radiation. And then you'll just be trapped inside. Immediate death. Look at you two. Look at you two.
Let's go! Let's go! Hey!
Horrible. It's so horrible.
I don't think you should go. It could be dangerous.
What do you mean dangerous? It's a fire. It's over there. We're over here.
With the baby. No.
How's it downstairs, Doctor?
Quiet.
For now.
Always is.
Mm-mm-mm.
Nothing at this hour but babies.
Wow. And that's their maternity ward. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Do we stock iodine?
You mean disinfectant?
No, pills. Does the hospital stock iodine pills?
Iodine pills? Why would we have iodine pills?
Why wouldn't she be next to a nuclear reactor? The 80s. Oh, the 80s.
I have to get on the phone and tell Marion or God that my power plant is on fire.
No one can blame you for this, Director Prokhanov.
Of course no one can blame me for this. How can I be responsible? I was sleeping.
I have thoughts.
We ran the test exactly as Chief Engineer Fermin approved. Unit Shift Chief Akimov and Engineer Toptonov. It regrettably ignited, damaging the plant, setting the roof on fire.
Of course, Deputy Chief Engineer Dyatlov was directly supervising the test, so he...
Blame, 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 blame.
The dosimetrist should be checking regularly. Have them use a good meter on the safe.
The good meter that's locked away.
What do you think makes the colours?
It's the fuel for sure.
Oh, it is beautiful.
If one thinks death is beautiful, that's the thing. These people didn't know. They didn't know that they are right now sucking in a bajillion atoms of radiation and will die horrible, painful deaths. This is terrible. They're dancing in nuclear fallout. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. This music is just horrible. I mean, it's adding to the mood, that is for sure, but oh my God. This is terrible.
I think it's time we
No, we
face.
have to get water into the core, otherwise there'll be a meltdown.
But he is a meltdown.
We built this shelter to withstand the nuclear attack by the Americans, so I think we'll be fine. As you can see...
Why was he smirking?
How dangerous is this?
There's mild radiation, but it's limited to the plant itself.
Here's the thing. Why lie? Because you know this is so catastrophic. There's no way you're going to keep this under control.
There's more radiation than they're saying. I say we evacuate the town.
Do you think I would keep it in Pripyat if it wasn't safe?
That our faith in Soviet socialism will always be rewarded. Now, the state tells us the situation here is not dangerous. Have faith, comrades. The state tells us it wants to prevent a panic. Listen well. But it is my experience that when the people ask questions that are not in their own best interest,
This is terrible. This is
they
so
should
horrible.
simply be told to keep their minds on their labor. We seal off the city. No one leaves. And cut the phone lines. Contain the spread of misinformation.
Well, that's how you kill bajillions of people.
This is our moment to shine.
Thank you.
Now he's going to get out of town because he knows the shit's hitting the fan.
It maxed out. 200 Ronkin.
How'd you get that number from feed water leaking from a blown tank?
You don't. I walked around the exterior of Building 4.
Now please tell me how an RBMK reactor core explodes.
I can't.
But ignoring that there's a problem doesn't mean the problem goes
I
away.
don't see how it could explode.
But it did.
But it did.
I'll see it with my own eyes.
There we go.
You go then. You'll be fine. You'll see.
Then come with me. Let's go together. But they send him up. They don't believe him anyway. So why would they believe what he says when he comes back?
There's been an accident at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant.
How bad is it?
Horrendous. More than you can imagine.
Forgive me, but don't you think, given the amount of radiation, that it will be...
Legazo, you're on this committee to answer direct questions about the function of an RBMK reactor, if they should happen to arise. Nothing else. Certainly not policy. Do you understand?
Yes, of course. I didn't mean to...
And this is how bajillions of people die. Well, that's a horrible sign. So on that happy note, that was the conclusion of episode 1 of Chernobyl. Okay, so let me focus on the storytelling itself. I'm going to try to, at least, here's the thing about disasters. I'm not a disaster movie person. I don't enjoy them at all because I can so readily picture disasters happening in real life. And it's horrible. And what are you going to do to survive? And it just spins into a horrible depression. And what's worse about this is because it actually happened. Now, did it happen exactly as they said, those specific conversations? The guys that went down to open all those valves by hand, I'm going to guess to a point. Or there's speculation, because who survived that was able to tell the story because they were going to tighten and falsify the information to save their asses no matter what. So it's really hard to go, oh, the way they told the story was interesting and the way they built up tension, because this was true things that happened and it was horrible and all these people died due to horrible mismanagement. I mean, it's just so unjust. But I'm guessing that's why the story was put out there, was so that it would hopefully prevent mistakes like this in the future. But we know that doesn't happen because shit like this happens all the time. But yeah, so visually, you know, they've captured the era very well. There's those very muted tones. When you think about like Eastern Europe, how it's just leached of color, which is so sad because those were people and they had lives and they loved. But again, when you think of it, you do think of just a monotone gray brown expanse, and that tension, that constant, like that muted horn alarm, just like constantly ticking. It is a time bomb, and the bomb went off. That's the funny thing, is the bomb went off the second this show started. I should say after that first little intro scene, the bomb had went off, but that bomb, that ticking bomb sound continued all through this episode, and just it's heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking, and it makes you mad at the patriarchy. It makes me mad at the patriarchy. But yeah, so I don't necessarily want to say I'm excited to see what happens next, because it's more death and destruction. But the way they're unfolding the events, it's very captivating and it's very intriguing, and it is haunting. These are images that will haunt you forever. And yeah, I guess I'll just wait and pontificate some more as we watch more episodes. But thank you for sitting with me through this as you relive these horrendous events. I do hope that you join me in the future. And if you haven't done so already, hit subscribe so you can be with me on more adventures, fun and not so fun, because I do appreciate any time that you spend with me. So thank you again, and until next time, y'all.